Hi everybody, it's me, Pet, the developer of ICECreatureControl, and I want to explain you how creatures can fly. As you can see, the star of this video will be a dragon, and the dragon is already in scene and running around within its home location. So we can see here the settings. Yeah, the home location is a random positioning range. Then we have an internal motion control. The body orientation, no, it's quadruped, yeah, so of course, because it's walking on ground at the moment. The ground handling will be raycast and with a walkable surface layer. So, and the rest, it's nothing special. Water handling default, obstacle avoidance is known, overlap prevention is also known, so there is nothing else, yeah, just the home location and motion pathfinding. So, but now our creature have to do a little bit more. We want to train him to fly, and for this I will stop it here, the scene, and yeah, we go to interactions. Yeah, we want to train now that our creature is flying from ground to this red cube. This red cube, yeah, it's here. It's a default fly target. It's an ICECreature location, yeah, and now we want to train our creature to fly to this point. So for this interaction, add a new interactor, enable this interactor, and we can select the default fly target. The priority for this target should be 50, and now the priority now would be higher than the priority of the home location. So our target would be always select this target directly, yeah, and but this is what we don't want. So for to do more detailed selection criteria, you can use here the advanced button and can define the conditions. Now for this demonstration, I want to do a really simple trigger, and I go here to system, and I want to trigger this target with an input key, and this behavior here should be at takeoff, and so I using the T button, the key, a T key, as to trigger this target. But what I say, you can use here also another trigger or other conditions, yeah, to define the target selection criteria for this target or for your target. So the second step, what we have to do here is now we need a behavior, and this should be a takeoff behavior. So no. So take off, and now we have to select here the animation. The animation should be stationary flight. Animation speed and transition duration, it's okay. And now it's the important part, it's the movements. For the takeoff, we want to use a forward speed of 2 meters and an angular speed of also 2. Yeah. But we want now also a vertical speed, and to handle all the vertical settings, we have to press here on the vertical button, on the button. So you can see here now the body orientation directly changed to glider, and we can set the vertical speed. We want to set the vertical speed now to 5 units, And the operating level, this will be the target level the creature have to use during this behavior. And you can set here by default the operating level. It's related to the transform epsilon of the world, so it's related to 0. But you can also check here the ground button. In this case, the operating level, it's related to the given surface at a specific point. Yeah, or, and this is what we want to use in our case here, it's a target. The operating level should be related to our red cube here. So we don't need to set up the operating level, because the cube is already inside the air. And so we can flag here target and let the operating level to 0, because the target is already in on a level of 15 units. So big. Okay, fine. That's all what we have to do here. I repeat it. Yeah. Set the forward speed, set the desired angular speed, click the vert button, define the vertical speed, and define the operating level. That's all. Okay, so now we can directly check our settings. Pressing play. So whenever I press now the T button, our creature will start and flying to the red to the red cube. So yeah, you can see the system input key T, it's currently activated, and our creature starts to fly. Okay, I've reached. But the problem is, if I leave now the key, he directly fall down. So that is what we don't want. So so we need now a second behavior, and for the second behavior we add an additional interaction rule for the default flight target, and this we can do here. Add interaction rule for default flight target. So we use the same target, but we use another behavior, and this behavior we named free fly. So yeah, we do it correctly. So free flight. Also activate the animation, and now we use here the animation fly normal, and we goes also again here to the movements. The forward speed, we set the forward speed to 7. So we define the operating level should be also related to the target, so we can let it our 0, and the vertical speed should be 5. But now it's important, the angular speed. A flying creature can't turn so hard, so and for this we have to reduce the angular speed extremely, so we have really soft turns. What we can do now, we can use the rule as a roll and the pitch angle, and this is what I do now. Yeah, and we will set the roll angle to 45. Yeah, what is the default? No, 45, it's okay. So, okay. That's all what we have to do here. And now we will press the T button and the creature directly will start to fly. But now we need here also a target selection criteria, because the second interactor rule have a higher priority than the first one, and so he would directly select this rule, and this is what we don't want. Yeah, we want to trigger the fly behavior with the input key, with an initial trigger, and if we have already done the takeoff, then he can do the free fly. So, and for this we say, okay, do this rule only if you are not grounded. So owner is grounded, is false. In this case, then he can start this rule. Here, and now we can show. So apply. So yeah, it's good. So you can see the behavior. Please pay attention to the color here, so you can see which target will be active. So you see currently both is red, both conditions are not given. So and I press now the T button. Yeah, our creature starts to fly and directly switched to the free flight. Okay, so I don't need to press the button all the time. The creature can fly alone. So I need only an initial trigger to start the flight behavior. But I will use now the input key, but you can use also other conditions, such as hunger or aggressivity or whatever. Yeah. So, but you see, it's a little bit boring. The creature all the time it's flying now directly near the target, and that is what we have to change. So, and for this, we have here the target move specifications of the second rule, of the second act. So, by default, additional rules will use directly the target move specification of the initial rule. So, but for in our case, we want to overwrite it now and enable. And now we want to set a random positioning range, and we set this range here to 150. You can see it really beautiful. It's this big yellow circle, and he should change the position whenever he reached the given position and whenever this target will be active. So that's all. So, and if you press, I will save. I press play, and you will see your creature will take off and directly goes over to the free fly, and then he flying around within the random positioning range. So I press the T button now, and our creature starts to fly. Here you can see also the pitch and the roll angle. Yeah. Really nice. Okay. This is what I mean in the beginning. We can see here the path a little bit closer, and please look now. Yeah, you have seen this curve. It's too hard. Yeah, a bird never could do this. So, and for this to force really smooth curves, we can increase now the stopping distance. So we set it here as a maximum value to 25, and as a stopping distance of this target to 15. So, and we have to select the 3D. So he have to be within this the sphere, not only in the circle. We have really a 3D target. So save it again, and we have to test it. So the creature is walking around. I press the T button. Our creature is starting and flying up. And now we want to go directly. You can see here the stopping distance. Okay, you see. Now it's more smoother. And you can also see the roll angle, if the creature goes inside the curve. Okay, what we could do now a little bit, we go to our free flight behavior, and we here to our angular speed, and we reduce the angular speed a little bit more. So I think now it's fine. Should be switchable. Okay, fine. Now our creature can take off, can fly, but now we have to train the creature also to land. And for the landing, we create now an further interaction rule. Here, add interaction rule for default flight target. Yeah, and in this behavior, we say you have to, our creature have to land. Landing. Okay. So, also the animation. We use also the fly stationary. Animation speed is okay, transition duration is okay, and here also the movement. The operating level, it's now not related to the target. Now we do the operating level to the ground. Yeah, because we want in this behavior that the creature, that the flying creature comes back to the ground. So the forward speed we set to 2, the vertical speed we can set to 4, and the operating level over ground should be 0, so that our creature is landing directly on the surface of the ground. So that's all we need to do here. Stationary, yes, fine. Okay. But now we have also to trigger the landing behavior. And to trigger the landing behavior, we also need the target selection criteria. You can see it's the third act, and the priority will be increased directly to 52. And to initialize this behavior, he should run this behavior whenever the creature is not grounded and if I'm using the key L. So, yeah, you understand what I do here? I say now he should run this behavior only if the creature is not grounded and if I press the input key L. So in this case he will select this landing behavior. Okay. Press play. So I press the T button for the takeoff. So fine, our creature is flying. And now I want that our creature comes back and land. And for this I press now the L button. And you see, as long as I press the L button, he goes down. But if I leave the L button, he starts directly to flight again because he is not grounded. So press the L button again and he comes down. Okay. So, and as soon as it's landed, then it's fine, and he goes directly and is using his default behavior of the home location. So, but now I want expand the settings here a little bit, because I don't want to press all the time the L button. And so I do a new condition group and say if the owner is not grounded and the target, so this target here, the landing target, is already active, it's true. Yeah, then you can do it also. But here I need now an OR condition. So that means if the owner is not grounded and I press the L button as the L key, then the creature is landing, or this target is already active and the owner isn't grounded. Yeah, and with this block here he will do the landing automatically as soon as I have initialized it with an L button. So now we can apply. And press play. So you will see directly what's happened. Yeah, I scroll it here a little bit up so you can see the behavior. Now I will press the takeoff button, the takeoff key. The creature starts to fly. It's flying around. And now I will press the L button, so the creature will land. You see, I will press the L button. Yeah, you have seen it. I have pressed the L button. The L button will trigger this target, the landing target, and then the landing target is active, and the owner is not grounded, and so he will run this behavior, but only in these two cases. So I have to press the L button, or the target have to be active, already active. So, fine. Now we can start again. Take off. Flying around, and now please land. I press the L key. I can do also both. Yeah, you can see here. I press the L key now, but only one of them have to be valid. So, and he's landing fine and goes directly. Okay. That's how your creature can fly. Now you can add further targets. Yeah, your creature can attack, and as I mentioned, you can handling the complete fly behavior here with these settings. Add the vertical button, define the vertical speed, define the operating level related to the ground, to 0 or to a target, and define the angular velocity. So that's all you need to do to train your creature to fly. Okay, thanks so much, and I hope you will understand the settings. Thanks, bye.